Welcome to Hilary Topper On Air, the podcast you can't afford to miss.
Are you a business owner that is getting bogged down by your business's day-to-day operations? In today's digital age, businesses of all sizes have immense opportunities to leverage top talent and industrialized business intelligence to achieve long sought-after outcomes. Want to learn how? I'm Hilary Topper, and this is Hilary Topper On Air. Today, I'm very excited to be talking with Ash Anand. He's the president and CEO of the Lotus Group of Companies, USA, and Jeremy Roberts, VP of Sales and Operations, Lotus Analytics, a global professional service organization that bridges technology with human intelligence. Welcome, Ash and Jeremy, to the show.
Thank you so much.
Hello.
So, can you each individually tell me a little bit about yourselves and your backgrounds? Ash, if you want to go first.
Sure, absolutely. Again, I'm Ash Anand. I'm the president and the CEO of the Lotus Group. We started in the year 2009 doing what we do, but to give you a very quick background, I am a banker by profession. I've spent about 17 years of my life in the banking operational field, and worked for several companies like Citibank, Bank of America, and GE Capital. In 2009 was the day when it suddenly occurred to me that I think we can do bigger and better things for people, and as you mentioned, businesses who do a lot of hard work but struggle to get to the finishing line. Is when the idea clicked, and we started Lotus Analytics, where the idea was to be the business doctors, help businesses get better at what they do, or in other words, do what you do best, let us do the rest. We started very small, offering a few solutions, and here we are almost a decade later, doing a lot of things. I take a lot of pride in saying that we are the only company in the United States that offer all these solutions and services under one umbrella that can help any business of any vertical, any size, whether it's a transportation business, a restaurant, or even a large solar company, in terms of managing all the processes in-house, outside of what they do every day, and pretty much be their guide to be a very successful business. I'm sure Jeremy would talk a lot more about the product, so I won't dig into it, but here's Jeremy for you.
Yeah, thanks, Ash. And, a little bit about my background for, about 10 years or so before I came on board with the Lotus Group, I was working in retail and actually was a client of Lotus, and we leveraged a lot of Lotus's solutions and products to kind of be an extension of our back office operations, where we operated a retail chain across the Southeast, and we're part of a really big group, and we're able to really scale our business and grow based on the support and operations advice that we've received from the experts over at Lotus. And so, when I got tired of doing that after about 10 years or so, and wanted to make a change, and actually came on board with Lotus because I believed so much in the product itself and in the service and what the theories are that can really help people, not just in their business, but also in their personal lives. So many people today they go to work every day and they come home and they're so stressed with all the different aspects of their working day. And then we actually look to see, what did we do today? How did we make our company better today than it was yesterday? And we get all tied up with these tasks that have to happen all day long. It causes us so much stress. And then at the end of the day, we wonder, wow, I didn't really get anything accomplished today because I was doing all of these things. I was acting as a firefighter in my business. Mm-hmm. And so coming on board with Lotus, really taking that to the next step, to connect businesses and their key people with operation solutions that help them not only streamline their business, but free up the stress in their personal lives so they can go and enjoy what life is all about with family and friends and things like that outside of the workplace.
So tell me exactly what Lotus Group and Lotus Analytics does, and how you've grown your company from startup to where it is today?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, when Ash started the business 10 years ago, it was really kind of looking at a small set of solutions that really helped businesses manage their revenue streams and ensure that they're getting paid for every single dollar that is owed to them from an accounts receivable standpoint. And that has really grown and evolved over time, where we start looking at one aspect of the business from sales revenue, for example, and how that directly links and ties into other operational aspects of the business, whether it's sales performance or compliance with various policies that are there, controlling of inventory and other things that affect the revenue of the business. And we've really diversified the solution to assist not only retailers, but really any type of business in a variety of different industries with a host of their different challenges that they're faced with every day. So to give that some context, if you think about a business owner who started his or her business, you know, out of a passion for whatever it is that they do, and that's what they have a passion for, and that's what they're good at, that's fantastic, but they might not necessarily be experts in finance or experts in reverse logistics or operations management. And so what exactly we do is we come in and we partner with these business management folks or these business owners, and we understand from them what challenges they face and help them in whatever department it is that they are struggling with to help them grow to the next level and allow their business to be ready to scale.
So what would your sweet spot buyer persona be?
There is no real sweet spot. I mean, we have businesses who are startups who are looking for help, who get better at what they think they want to, and we also have large corporations who are self-funded or even bank-funded, for an instance, where they know what they want to do. They just don't have the skills or the set of people who can leverage that skill set to get there. So, at this point, sometimes people ask us, okay, who are your clients and or rather prospects? For us, it's very simple. Every business owner is a prospect for us. They could be a small business, big business. They could be somebody who is trying to grow, somebody who is trying to start a new business or a new venture. We can help them with so many things. And as Jeremy mentioned about some of the stuff like, finance and accounting, what do we not do today? We are into a very detailed set of accounting and finance, CFO services. We do inventory logistics management. We are an IT development company. We do a lot of accounts payables, receivables. We also do help with a lot of HR activities. So again, everything a business could need today or uses on a day-to-day basis, we are capable of. Over the years, we have built the services pretty much from the perspective of what a business owner struggles with, understand the problems and the struggles, and create a solution around it. And that's pretty much how we have gotten to where we are, where we have a very diverse business base. Our clients can reach out to us at any given point in time in about a 22-hour window a day, and we are here to support them in every possible scenario.
So do you also work virtually with companies? And where are you located physically?
We absolutely work with companies both in person and virtually as well. We have clients spanning across North America and some in Asia as well, and also local companies here in the state of New York. And so we're headquartered out of the upstate New York area near Lake George. We have a nice office here where a lot of our main management comes out of, but we have business units across the country and abroad as well, that we do the servicing depending on what particular aspect of the business it is that of the service that we're providing. So headquartered here in New York State itself, but have business units spread across the globe.
That's so awesome. Now, before we move on, I just have to say that I am so appreciative of our sponsors, and I must take this moment to thank them. Please support our sponsors and tell them that you heard about them on Hilary Topper On Air. Special thanks to the Russo Law Group, MetPro, once again Nut Butter, and Fortunoff Fine Jewelry. Now back to you, Ash and Jeremy. Can you talk to us a little bit about intelligent operations, and what do you mean by that term?
That's a really great question. So intelligent operations is kind of this new phrase, or relatively new phrase, that some in the market have coined, that we run our business based on data and actual information. And that seems like common sense to a lot of folks, right? When we make a business decision, we'll evaluate what the actual facts are and make decisions based on those. But out of all of the consulting work that we do with clients, and we have so many conversations every single day with folks around the country, and we ask them, this process that you have in place, why is it there, and how do you operate in these various scenarios? And a lot of times it's very subjective for what it is that they have, or they're making an assumption based on what they think something might be, but it's not actually the case of what it is. So one of the unique aspects of our service is that we don't necessarily look at things from one angle. We look at business decisions as one business decision that's made in one department, and how it affects all of the other departments in the business and business units for our clients who are on the very large scale across the country. And so we take a very intelligent approach to this, whereby we look at data and use the data to help us build models to assist business owners with making decisions to help increase their bottom line, essentially.
So interesting. Now, can you give us examples of companies that are using your services to eliminate unnecessary stress by leveraging technological solutions that are backed by human expertise? And also, how have some of your clients taken their business to the next level?
Yeah, that's a really, really great question. So I'll give you one that's probably easy for all of the listeners today to understand. You think about a retail example and all the inventory that's there on the shelf. When we go into a store as a consumer to purchase something in the instant gratification society that we're in, we want to go in, find what we want, and purchase it and leave the store with it, right? So how do retailers know what inventory needs to be there on the shelf? And that is can be a very menial or stressful task for a lot of folks. And I'm just using one example, right? So we see all the time that you have these folks trying to do inventory planning using very manual or very lengthy processes. And you have folks that come in and they're stressed every day trying to think, golly, how am I going to forecast for this inventory? How am I going to get it to the stores? Ensure that the assets are managed properly while they're in the store. And they're working 10, 12-hour days trying to manage all of these things. And so we'll come in and apply some logic and some software tools that we have developed and customize those to fit the specific need of that retailer, and essentially streamline the entire process, where a lot of the heavy lifting is being done by the system, which helps that person not only free up hours of their time, but it also takes the stress away of, at this point, you're using that data, that intelligence to make business decisions, and you're not taking the burden of, am I making the right choice or not the right choice, because the data is clear for what decisions need to be made. And so that's just one example, and how that helps businesses grow. If you think about, from a cash flow perspective, I have to purchase this inventory, hold it on the shelves. The longer it's on the shelf, the more money I have tied up in that inventory until I sell it. And so there's a whole, financial stress that comes behind that, and ensuring that folks are cash flow positive, and they can manage their finances in a way that helps their business be successful, and to either reinvest money back into the business or grow it to the next level. And we've done that in so many different cases around all of our different clients. And I'll turn it to Ash if you want to give any specific cases for how we've helped businesses in a certain way.
Even if you look at data usage today in terms of reporting, a lot of people have, let's say, we own a restaurant, and we need to make decisions, or rather intelligent decisions, based on what we should be serving, what is doing well. And again, a simple example is we get basic data. What are the customers looking for? What do they like? But how do people convert that basic data into intelligent decision making is where we come in play. We have many solutions where, as simple as, what we call it as Lotus Intelligence, which is our business intelligence platform, where we take basic raw data and convert into very refined statistics where any business owner may not even be seasoned, can look at that information and be able to make very smart and educated decisions, which again, help them get better at their businesses. We ourselves are a prime example where our businesses utilize their own solutions, and we have seen great successes. One example I will provide here is we own and operate a Napa Auto Parts store, which we acquired about 3 years ago. And when we bought the business, it used to rank number 78 in the New York region. And 3 months, exactly 90 days after our acquisition, it has hovered in the top 5 in the same area for the past 3 years. We haven't done any magic. It's just the application of our services and processes that have been followed very diligently, and that's where we are. That's a success story.
Interesting. This is some great stuff, and I really appreciate all of your time being here on the show. Could you guys give our listening audience some information about how they can get in touch with Lotus Analytics?
That's thank you for asking that question. So we, of course, have a web presence. Anyone can go to lotusanalytics.com and connect with us there on our website. There's a lot of information about the services and solutions there. We are also very well connected on LinkedIn and other social media profiles like Facebook and Instagram and places like that. I would say primarily if folks wanted to reach out, the website's a great resource for them. Our LinkedIn pages, Ash Anand or Jeremy Roberts. And then also if anyone wanted to call us directly, we of course would love to hear from any of your listeners who might want to learn more, and they can call 855-LOTUS-US, or they can write to us in an email, info@lotusus.com.
Awesome. Thank you both so very much for being on the show. I also want to thank our sponsors, the Russo Law Group, MedPro, Once Again Nut Butter, and Fortune Fine Jewelry. And last but not least, I want to thank you, our listeners, for tuning in. If you want more information about this show or any other show, visit our website at hilarytopperonair.com, or you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, you name it, we're out there. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.